Hi everybody. So recently I went and saw Jack White perform. And if you've been following him at all, you know on this tour he has a phone-free tour. So this was the, what I believe, third show that he performed. We opted out to the more local show to us, which was his opening tour in Detroit, where he's from, and he's local to the area. So Detroit was his home opener. We opted out for that one because we didn't want to see him at the larger venue. We opted to see him in Grand Rapids, where the venue is a lot smaller and a little more intimate. Now, before going, we already knew that this was a cell-free zone, meaning no recording devices, no cell phones, no anything like that. What they were offering was this thing called a Yonder pouch, where you could just slip in your phone. It would be locked up for the entire duration of the show unless there was some sort of emergency situation or you really wanted to check things. There were areas out in the concourse lobby area where you could have your phone unlocked to check. But absolutely no phones, no recording devices or anything were allowed inside the venue where the music was playing at any time. If you were caught, you were immediately kicked out. So ahead of the time I called because I had heard on the radio that the Detroit location wasn't allowing mobile ticket entry. So I called and asked the box office a couple questions. I wanted to know, A, am I going to be able to get in with the tickets on my phone? And B, would I be able to bring in my camera and be able to lock it in a Yonder pouch? I've never seen them. I had no idea what they looked like. I didn't know how large they were because it did mention all recording devices like watches, cameras. It just generally had a blanket statement. No recording devices allowed. Phones, watches, cameras, things of that were underneath this statement. The box office informed me that it would be ideal if I came to the box office when they opened and had my tickets printed. That would allow me faster access into the venue. And that way I could have my phone locked up at any point while I was waiting in line. And then 2, no cameras because they would not fit in the Yonder pouch. Now, being the vlogger that I am, that kind of upset me a little bit. So I opted to not bring my camera at all this trip. I didn't want to have to hassle with it. And knowing that we were probably going to be getting up there a little later in the evening, I wouldn't have time to drop it off at the hotel. And I'd rather just go and film anything. So we get there and we get our tickets printed. We see that there is a line just pretty much wrapped around the building, which we suspected. So we went, got our tickets printed, took note of the mobile Third Man Records bus, which was kind of cool. They had like a mobile shop where you could buy some titles from Third Man Records while you were waiting, so that was pretty neat. And we just opted to go get some food and something to drink beforehand right across the street. So came back to the venue after doors had opened and waited in line. While we were waiting in line, we got our IDs checked, and at a couple spots they were offering us to put our phones in the Yonder pouch. I took one. So I took my pouch, put my phone in there, and went on my merry way. And I must say that having my phone locked up and in a pouch, I thought I would be a little more lost and just strange without it, because, you know, we've all become addicted to our technology, and especially our phones. It's kind of like a second, it's kind of like a lifeline now. I mean, I remember the days when there were no cell phones and you had pagers. But you know, with the cell phone, with technology right at your fingertips, if you wanted to look up a song, a lyric, anything, an article about the artist, if you wanted to check out the opening artist and look up any other things, you could do so on your phone while you were waiting in between sets and whatnot. You couldn't do any of this. No phones, no nothing. And honestly, I didn't mind it. I didn't miss it. I didn't even find myself reaching for my phone, really. So that being said, with my phone locked up in the Yonder pouch, I didn't actually miss not having it. Sure, I could have left it in the car or at the hotel room, but I wanted to be able to have it on my person in case I got separated from my party or anything like that. Which, by the way, took us back old school to going to shows when you didn't have a cell phone and you had to have a meeting point for the show, because it was my husband and I and a friend of ours, we all went. So before we got in the venue where all the music was, we decided, hey, this is where our meeting spot. If we get separated and we can't find each other, we go here at the end of the show regardless. So that kind of brought me back to the old days of no cell phones and no way to contact your party if you got separated at a show. So that was kind of funny. But I never found myself reaching for my phone. My husband did say that he reached for his once and then realized, oh yeah, you can't do that. But I never really reached for mine. And actually I found myself chit-chatting with more people this show than I think I ever have chatted with strangers at a show in a while. I can get a little bit of social anxiety where I don't really like to be in loud places and large crowds anymore, and I just kind of want to keep to myself. But I found myself coming out of my shell a little bit more this time around, and I was chit-chatting with women in line while I was waiting for the bathroom, and chit-chatting with the people around while we were waiting for the show to start, or even during the show. So it was actually a much more social and engaging experience. I am fully supporting the Yonder pouches. I had no problem with them whatsoever. I didn't miss my phone, which is strange. You know, it does kind of, you know, I'm not really opposed to having your cell phone on you at a concert or anything like that, but it is very distracting when the person in front of you is holding their phone up for the entire show and recording the entire experience. I get it. You want a picture, you want a selfie with you and the stage, or you and the artist up on stage, or you want a small clip of a song that you really, really enjoy, and that is okay with me. But when you're holding it up for the whole show, it kind of ruins it for everybody, especially when it's, you know, in mass, when there's more than 5, 6 people holding their phones up. The last show I went to at 20 Minute Roll Live, which is where the show was at for Jack White, was Gary Clark Jr. And I remember at least 3 selfie sticks in the air recording the entire show, which was very distracting. So I totally get why Jack White wanted to make this a completely phone-free zone and bring people back to listening to music. People were more engaged, they were watching more, they were paying attention to their surroundings, and it was a much more pleasant experience. So I am 100% behind the Yonder pouches. If they ever make this a thing for all shows, whether it be live concerts, comedians, orchestras, theatrical productions, I'm for it. I would actually go as far as buy a Yonder pouch just to speed it up in line if they offered that for us. So if this is the way of the future and we have to lock up our phones for events such as these, go ahead, Yonder, sell me a pouch. I will gladly buy one, as long as there is a way to lock it and unlock it at the venue after the show, or even a way to lock it at home and unlock it at home. I'm totally for it. All about it. So that's kind of my rant on it. I just wanted to pop on here and give you my little opinion on how it went, especially if you are headed to one of Jack White's shows, or anybody else that's going to be taking use of this technology. The pouch pretty much fit my cell phone in it pretty snugly. Phones are very big, so I was a little apprehensive that mine would fit in there, but it fit pretty well. And it's just, you slide it in, you snap the top, you lock it up. That's it. And then, of course, they tap it on a base to unlock it. What the locking mechanism reminded me of is those security tags they put on clothing. So it's kind of that pin lock that you've seen on an article of clothing at a store. And they have this special little pad that just, you tap it on there, it unlocks. It looks like a disc. I wish I would have gotten some video footage of the pouches being locked and unlocked, but like I said, since my phone was locked up in the pouch, I really didn't have any way to do that. And then after the show, it was kind of like unlock your phone, take it out of the pouch, give the pouch back, and walk out. So I didn't get the opportunity to actually show you, but I can pop a link below to the Yonder website where you can actually see how it functions and how they lock and unlock it if you're interested in that. So if you're headed to a Jack White concert or any other artist that's going to be using these Yonder pouches, don't fret. It's gonna be fine. You're not gonna miss your phone. Hopefully you're not gonna miss your phone. And you're gonna have a much more enjoyable experience where you can be very engaged in what's happening around you and actually be aware of your surroundings and chit chat with your neighbors. I enjoyed it. I would gladly do it again. And like I said, I would buy a Yonder pouch if that sped up my process getting in and out of a venue, if that's the way of the future. So hit me up, Yonder. If that's the way of the future, I'm for it, and change my mind. Seriously. Let's have a chat about it. How many of you are upset or angered by people throwing their selfie sticks in the air and recording an entire show? You buy a ticket to be there and present and watch the artist live. You don't really want any other distractions surrounding you. If you bought a ticket and you're just going to spend the entire time on your cell phone, go home and watch a YouTube video of that artist. If your loved one or friend couldn't make the show, don't record the whole damn thing for them. Talk to them about it afterwards. Show them pictures from photographers who were there. You don't need to record the damn thing for them. Show them a YouTube video, for Christ's sake. Like I said, I'm for it. I'm for the Yonder pouches. I'm for a more social experience, even though that makes my anxiety a little higher. But I am all for an engaging concert where there are people around you who are there to enjoy the music and the music playing in front of you, not the one on your phone. I am ranting and raving and I don't even know anymore. So Yonder, thanks for making a great product. I'm all for it. If Jack Wright's coming to your town, don't let the Yonder pouches scare you. Leave your cell phone at home if you're that worried about it. But the Yonder pouch is really that big of a deal, and it made the concert going experience much more enjoyable for me. That's my opinion. We can chat about it below if you want. Post your comments, concerns, things like that. I'm here to chat with you. But yeah, if you're sick of the selfie sticks and the cell phones in the air, you're gonna love the Yonder pouch. I already do. And that's kind of all I have to say. I don't really have anything else to say. I just wanted to pop on here and talk about it for a little bit and my experience with it and how I enjoyed it. So have a great day, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of it. It is getting nicer outside and I am really, really pumped about that I can sit on my patio and drink some coffee and listen to some music. Well, when everything is back in its normal spot, that is. So have a great day, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe so you can watch more. If you want to see me do more music videos or any more rants like this about certain subjects, let me know. I do like to get my opinion out there sometimes, and I do recognize that it is my opinion and not yours, and you should also recognize that it is my opinion and not yours, and your opinion's cool as long as you're cool with my opinion. We can have differences of opinions, and that's perfectly fine. That's the world we live in. Everybody has a difference of opinion, and it's cool. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.